What's going on? Hey, what's going on, nerds around the world? And welcome to another episode of the Nerds Unite as One podcast. I am CM Miller, your host tonight, and we hope to have a very wonderful show on this, especially we got a very interesting topic for this evening. And to help me out with that, I have Mike Gilbert from Geek Salad. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. Glad to be back as always. Got my Batman and Sailor Moon shirt on, so I'm ready.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting design there. Interesting. Plus, and also Colton Hunt we have here with us. Colton, what's going on?
Hey everyone, happy to be here, but I'm even happier that we're only a couple weeks away from the release of Spider-Man: Homecoming. But just not Iron Man 4, by the way.
Yeah. People in their perceptions,
Early reviews are overwhelmingly positive too. So
let's hope it holds up, because it's still the bad taste has been washed from my mouth. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Please don't talk about that. Yeah, please don't talk about that one.
Boneheaded mistake on my part. But moving on.
Hey, don't make me mute you. Yeah. Don't make me mute you.
Venom was better in Venom was the best part of Spider-Man 3. I'm just kidding. I'm not serious about that. Colton? Our topic for tonight is our top 5 DC movie blunders. These are the missteps. We kind of 5 missteps that DC has made throughout their films, and they only widen the gap between them and their competitor, at least in the cinematic universe department. And there's no denying they've had their fair share of problems and movies throughout the years. And there are only 5 that made this list. And which ones of these screw-ups have made the list? We'll find out tonight. And I will start for myself. We're going from 5 to 1. Number 5 on my list is Shaquille O'Neal as Steel. Yeah, painful as it is, and unbearable to watch. We all know Shaquille O'Neal is a very talented baseball player, but as an actor, he is sorely lacking. He's just not made for. He's just not made for. He's just. Let's just say the acting department. Let's say acting. Isn't the path he should be walking on.
He's a talented basketball player, Chris.
Because I won't go any further about that. But Shaq, he just, it's an awful performance he gives. It's just his delivery, his lines,
it's on now.
Oh my God! It's just, you're thinking to yourself, what were they thinking? Hell, it's not even as bad as Michael Jordan when he was in Space Jam. But, however, Steel was as campy and dumb as movie as you can, probably dumb a movie as you can get. But with Shaq in the movie, you can't help but feel. You just can't help but feel. They were I don't know, grasping at straws or something like that, because he is miscast. He doesn't fit the part. Especially, he may have had the physical build for it, but he's not an actor, and I'm sorry. It just doesn't work. It doesn't. He just doesn't come across as believable. There were questionable decisions on the part of filmmakers in terms of casting choices, but this one, I suppose it takes the cake. I don't know. But I doubt. Due to Shaq's performance as his character, I doubt we'll be seeing the character Steel in any live-action movie adaptation soon, or possibly ever. So that's my number 5. Okay, all right, Mike. Why don't you give us number 5 on your list?
It was a solid pick. I'll try and match that with my number 5. The choice to try and have the Green Lantern movie start their cinematic universe. For one, it it was an interesting concept at the time, but the Green Lantern movie was not. It wasn't nearly good enough to do that. I mean, Ryan Reynolds I thought was completely miscast. I love Ryan Reynolds, especially as Deadpool, but Hal Jordan for me has never been like the jokey, laughing one. He's been the serious, stoic one. He's been the face of the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah. You don't want Deadpool to be the face of the Green Lantern Corps. Let's put it that way.
It's clear they were trying to emulate Iron Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Exactly, and that's not the character to do it with. I mean, Ryan Reynolds would make a much better like Kyle Rayner than a Hal Jordan. But yeah, I mean, needless to say that one movie has tarnished the Green Lantern name, and so we're probably going to have to wait another 2-3 years before we actually get a Green Lantern movie. So yeah, that was just a bad move all the way around.
All right. Interesting choice. I mean, you're not wrong about that. I'll tell you that. All right, Colton, why don't you give us number 5 on your list?
Number 5 on my list is the handling of Batman v Superman's theatrical cut. Now, I mean, whether or not you like the Ultimate Edition or not, the theatrical cut is so badly butchered that it's like the studio wanted you to leave the movie confused and unsatisfied. I mean, granted, I was still unsatisfied with the Ultimate Edition, but at least that had everything we needed to know in order to understand the story. With the theatrical cut, they cut out almost all of the essentials. Like, the Africa scene makes no sense. Lex is ranting about Darkseid arriving even though we don't know how he knows he's going to be showing up. Batman and Superman's conflict is like bare bones minimum. There's like no build up to any of it. It all happens off screen with Clark investigation and what have you. I mean, did nobody like watch that movie before and think, hey, does this seem kind of confusing to you all or whatever? I mean, damn, was that terribly edited. I mean, I'm an amateur editor. Even I realized that was like that was a piss poor job among other things. And it's like, it wasn't like they didn't have, it's not like there wasn't a lot of material that they couldn't have cut out. I mean, Lois's subplot was so redundant that they could have cut out a lot of that and reinserted, Clark's investigation to Gotham. That did take up a lot of the movie's runtime. That could have, salvaged some of the story a little bit and maybe could have made it easier for people to, discuss Batman v Superman compared to how, people are now, like, some people refuse to watch the Ultimate Edition, and now we're, like, in this gigantic war between people that love and hate this film and whatnot. I mean, had they done a better job with, releasing this movie theatrically, things might be less hostile when it comes to DC EU fans versus non-DC EU fans. I don't know, but yeah, that's my number 5.
All right. Interesting choice. Like I said. I don't know. Maybe just escape up, trying to salvage that whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they can't. They're in too deep now. They can't, just disregard. They can't disregard their entire universe and start over from scratch again. Because they already tried that once with Green Lantern, like Mike already mentioned. That was supposed to start the universe, and that failed. So if they were to, cancel the DCU now, I mean, not only would they be the laughing stock, not only would that turn them into like the laughing stock of comic book land, but they would probably lose a shit ton of money at the same time. They would definitely lose a shit ton of money. So yeah, no Wonder Woman is kind of salvaging things. So there might be hope yet. Justice League though will prove that if they can handle it though.
Well, I won't argue with you on certain points, though. I mean, yeah, present some good points. Yeah, and some of those are interesting, no doubt. All right, going on to number 4 on my list is the film of Batman and Robin. Everything about this movie is permeated with blunders. George Clooney is Batman. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze. The whole damn cast of villains. The movie's tone. And how the movie's in your face, which was bright colors and almost to the point where your vision is almost getting so fucked up. But by the time the credits roll because it almost matches the garishness of the Batman 60s series. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect that series, but still, yeah, very bright, almost too unnecessarily bright, And you got the dialogue, the most horrible, banal one-liners you could think of. And I'm not going to talk. I can't help myself from talking about, Arnold Schwarzenegger's ice puns. Who else couldn't? What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. The Iceman is coming.
A freeze is coming.
Tonight's freezing now, Batman. Yes, and this is the film that pretty much gave comic books a bad rap for a time being, and it's not hard to see why, because it's so bad. This movie filled with blunders.
It was like 8 years until we could take Batman seriously again, or something like. Wait, when did Batman Begins come out?
2005.
And Batman Robin was 98 or something?
97.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, it was 20. I remember seeing that in the theater. Oh my, yeah, and how awful that. Woo! What a stink fest that was. It was a bomb. Then more ways to one. I mean, this is one bird that couldn't fly. Thank you, Joel Schumacher. All right, Mike, why don't you give us number 4 on your list?
All right, my number 4 is Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Good choice.
Christopher Reeve wrote the story for this one, and his heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
But they didn't have basically the Superman movies ever since 2 were just going, 2 was here, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
They didn't have the Salkinds, who did 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
They didn't make nearly enough money on 3, so they sold the film rights to I think it was Golden Globus or whatever.
Yeah.
And they made 4 on such a minuscule budget that it didn't support a Superman movie. They used the same effect shot over and over. They redubbed the main villain's voice as Gene Hackman's. I don't know how the hell they got Gene Hackman back, honestly.
I felt sorry for them. I don't know.
I'm guessing that must have been 90% of the budget. But I mean, on a budget that low, you can't do a Superman movie and expect to be taken seriously.
They come far away since what, the 50 series? What did they expect to get away with?
I don't know. And apparently, in the mid '80s when they made this movie, people were perfectly aware that you can breathe in space and not worry about that.
Yeah, and moving the moon, that's
not going to destroy the Earth. Don't worry.
Yeah, there's no scientific plausibility regarding that.
Yeah, so I mean, I give it to Christopher Reeves. His heart was in the right place. He wanted to end the series with a good story. He just didn't have there was no way they could make that movie on that budget, and they shouldn't have tried. So yeah, my number 4 is Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Mm-hmm. Very good, Mike. Very good. Yeah, no one's going to argue. You can't argue with such a clusterfuck that movie was. Okay, all right, Colton, why don't you give us a number 4 on your list?
Number 4 on my list is Nuclear Man. Okay, so when it comes to Superman 4, like you said, Christopher Reeve's heart was in the right place, and they could have maybe salvaged something if they strictly kept the movie about, the whole nuclear conflict. People are always talking about, someone making a superhero movie where it's not about where there's no action scenes, and it's just about like a central conflict or whatever. That's what Superman 4 could have been about. But the second that Nuclear Man shows up, that's when every single good intention about this movie just goes right out the door, gets flushed right down the toilet, and it just becomes the campy, schlocky fest that we all know and loathe. It's like, yeah, we get all these implausible action scenes, some of the worst fighting between that we've ever seen in a Superman movie, bar none. I mean, it's like Superman gets taken down by a radioactive scratch to his neck. How does that work? And Okay,
Yeah, how
technically
could
he was
Superman
kind of
possibly
made from
die?
Superman's DNA, but then there was also the fact that he was mixed in with Lux's DNA. How the hell does that work? And never
Let's-
mind.
Yeah, and that idea will come years later in another DC movie.
But let's not also forget that the actor who played Nuclear Man had the best porn name ever, Mark Pillows.
Yeah, because he puts you to sleep because he's not so because he's so damn boring. That's the villain. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the scene where Superman like addresses the United Nations, I think he's like, I come before you today, not as a visitor from another planet, but someone wanting to, but eventually making Earth my home or something like that. That was a good if misguided scene. I mean, yeah, the whole I'm getting rid of all Earth's nuclear weapons and there's something you can do about it was a bit of a stretch, but like we said, it was Christopher Reeve's heart was in the right place. But like all that just seems forgotten about the instant that Nuclear Man arrives, and he's like at a very on the nose message about the dangers of nuclear weapons, I guess, because he was made from nuclear weapons. But he's just too ridiculous, and he just takes you right out of what was at first a pretty serious if mishandled story.
Yeah.
So yeah, number 4 on my list is Nuclear Man.
Right, definitely.
It's even worse when you think back to Superman 2 and the awesomeness that was the Metropolis fight, and then see just how piss poor the Superman and Nuclear Man fight was. It would take until Man of Steel before we would ever get another decent brawl between Superman, and a superpowered individual and whatnot.
It's probably special effects you would see in the Douglas Fairbanks movies. God, I can't. Also just laugh. Can't get out of my head. It's bad to look at. All right, going on to number 3 on my list is Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman. Woo! We cannot deny that Jesse Eisenberg is a great actor. He was fantastic as Mark Zuckerberg in the social network. But as a DC villain, as any villain in particular, no, he just doesn't cut it. He comes off more as the Riddler in Batman Forever rather than a intimidating, cold, calculating, menacing adversary for the Man of Steel.
What's more hilarious about this is that he was far more intimidating in the social. He was far more Lex Luthor-like in the social network than he was as the actual Lex Luthor.
I'm not denying that. I mean, I can see that. Like I said, he wasn't Lex Luthor in this. Like I said, or maybe he was trying to emulate Heath Ledger's Joker portrayal more than anything else. I mean, he's just somebody you want to use as a punchy bag. He's very irritating. He's more tiresome than threatening. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking making Lex Luthor into this type of character. Why did we not have Bryan Cranston play the character? I don't understand. The material was working, just didn't serve it well. It just like it might say in one show, I want to give him the biggest wedgie in the world. You're not the only one. Like, I mean, let's get like a line of people to do something like that. It's just like, I'm not even gonna bother talking about the inconsistencies, how he does things. With Doomsday, everything is just like plot hole after plot hole. It's not really not going to delve into that. Just the performance, just the whole portrayal of it, just wasn't the right. I mean, it just wasn't the right route to go. I mean, it's just everything. Every time I see him on screen, I just want to punch the shit out of him. I mean, hey, at least Gene Hackman's portrayal of Luthor was far ahead of this. But this is the one I can't. It's just unbearable to watch. I get a migraine every time I see him on the screen. I just get him out of my head now. All right, Mike, why don't you give us a number 3 on your list?
All right, my number 3 is Deja Vu. Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. Yeah, I mean, everything you say is correct. It's completely correct. I mean, honestly, I hate the extended version of Batman v Superman more than the regular version, primarily because it puts more focus on this stupid and completely impossible plan that somehow he's bringing Batman and Superman together, and there's no way in hell that this plan should work.
Yeah.
And yet, for some reason, it seemed somehow it's called a bad script, is what it is.
Yes.
That's how the plan ended up working. And in the end, he didn't even have a plan. He didn't even have an end game for his plan, because he just said, "Yeah, you go fight him, or else I'm going to kill your mom."
Wasn't Doomsday?
What the fuck? No.
It's not just that. He was like he couldn't even decide who he wanted to win the fight. Versus like you will battle him to the death and you will kill Batman. But then Superman shows up and then he's like acting like. And then after like a short speech, he said, "I gave Batman a fighting chance." I'm thinking, you gave him a fighting chance, but you wanted him dead, didn't you? But then I stopped and then I realized that, if Batman did win, what's going to do to stop Doomsday? Because Doomsday was already, in the process of being brought to life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
this is so nonsensical, lazy. I mean, it's like,
honestly, the scene that really flicked my switch is like, yeah, this is not Lex Luthor. You want a cherry Jolly Rancher? Let me feed it to you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? No, go away. And a senator cannot give him the body of Zod. I'm sorry, there is no universe where that senator has the power over the military for like that. No.
Why did Lex even need to ask for permission in the first place? It's not like he wasn't above breaking the law beforehand.
Just the more I think about it, the more pissed off at that entire fucking movie I get. So, my number 3 is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, no, I'm looking like this is like it's just an infuriating film to think about. It's just like, it's just like you would think they would done better, but lo and behold, it was it's just like, it's so badly mishandled. I mean, it's just I cannot for the life of me think how this movie made it to Final Cut. I mean, just, whatever. I don't understand. All right, Cole, why don't you give us number 3 on your list?
Number 3 on my list is Talia al Ghul from The Dark Knight Rises.
You what?
You heard me!
Shut the fuck up! You don't ever get to say that. Yeah,
It's not the best movie, but I actually really liked her in it.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, what you got to say about that? What? Yeah, you can glare at me all you want. I ain't gonna do shit.
Well, he was going to tell you why he said that, but you muted him.
Oh, please.
Okay. My problem with Talia al Ghul is that she's revealed way too late into the movie. Like, we're in the 3rd act. Bane's been unceremoniously blown to smithereens, and then Talia is like, by the way, I've been the true villain this entire time. But then, like, less than 15 minutes later, she's dead. So it made it feel like there was almost no point to it, I knew they already pulled some sleight of hand at first, making us think that Bane was the child, but if you paid close attention, he actually, revealed, he stated that, he didn't see the light until he was already a man, so we should have realized he wasn't Ra's al Ghul's kid. But like I said, just once Talia is revealed, it felt too late for me, I guess. It should have happened earlier, like the 2nd act at the very least, or something like that, because at this point, it just felt like a last-second twist to, shake things up when, despite the fact that, we already had a pretty somewhat solid-ish climax going on at the time, so it didn't feel like it needed to be spiced up or anything like that.
That's actually a fair point. I've always thought the 3rd act of that movie was just. I don't think Christopher Nolan directed it, because I'd never seen him direct something that badly.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, he had Bane. He was like this big menacing force for the entire movie. And hey, let's blow up with a cannon.
Yeah. I mean, they fumbled. I mean, they fumbled on that. And it was kind of messy at the end what they did with Talia. But it doesn't take from the back. I actually liked her part in that.
Yeah, I liked her actress.
Marion
Right.
Cotillard.
Marion
Cotillard.
Cotillard or whatever. She did a good job in the role, which is why I would have liked to see more of her in it. Because at this rate, I would have been, would have just, been perfectly fine with Liam Neeson showing up and saying, "Yes, Bruce, I'm immortal. Weren't you listening to me earlier when you were you listening to your hallucination earlier?"
I guess what I would say is I preferred her as the character that she was like pretending to be before she was revealed as Talia al Ghul. Up into the movie, she was a great character, and then she's revealed as this villain that we didn't really need.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
So yeah, that's my number 3. I think part of the reason I was also miffed is because I was at first excited because when she said she was Talia, I'm like, oh, Talia's in this movie. I mean, granted, I'm not very well versed in Ra's al Ghul's Ra's and Talia's history, but I saw a lot of them in Batman the Animated Series, so I was curious to see what they're gonna do with Talia. But once she's revealed, she's kind of becomes less interesting as a result of the reveal. And then, like I said, bam, she's dead.
Okay, I accept your decision, even though
How gracious of you, Chris.
I'm just exercising some restraint on the stuff. Okay, going on to number 2 on my list is Nuclear Man from Superman 4. Destroy Superman. How much I want to knock one of those assholes in the face, I mean, just by what they did with the creation of this character says a lot about how much I'm just saying that maybe how much I would say how much I hate Superman 4. Yeah, as good as the intentions were on the part of the filmmakers and the cast, especially Christopher Reeve, in particular, this is one that it's, no pun intended, it doesn't fly. It comes out now looking back at the whole thing with the nuclear arms, and how they're gonna the other thing with the nuclear arms and how Superman's gonna try to end the nuclear war. It comes off. It wasn't the right choice to make a topical story. And plus, and part of the reason is you want to stay away from anything Superman can cure. Pretty much, it's just not. I don't think that was the best idea to go with. And another thing, and part of that reason it was such a bad idea is because of this character, dumbed down, stupid, awful conception. And he just serves as an awful metaphor of how dangerous nuclear weapons can be. That's it. That's it. And also, this is like Mark Pillow. He strikes me as someone you would see in a bad Hercules movie or bad Greek mythology movie of that period or something like that. Or Reject Conan or something like that. I don't know. He just doesn't. Yeah. Even he was wondering why the hell am I even here? Oh my god! It's just an awfully conceived character. And take it from you see that the Batman. Not the Batman. Seeing that this character was constructed from a strand of Superman's DNA. Christopher Reeve was originally supposed to play the character. It's like, why didn't he? Making interesting kind of split personality Jekyll and Hyde thing, something like that. I don't know. It's just,
well, they kind of did that already with Superman 3.
Maybe. I guess they didn't want to repeat themselves, But it doesn't come off. It comes off as not making as nonsensical and plausible and just outright horrendous. It's just I just shudder every time I see that character on screen. And don't get me started on how Gene Hackman voiced over the character. Was the actress voice that bad? Too high? Too soft? I don't know. And like you said, Colton, he puts you out of the movie. He sinks the movie. Whenever he's on the screen, it's just an awfully created character, just awful, just concept all around. So Nuclear Man number 2. All right, Mike, why don't you give us number 2 on your list?
All right, my number 2 is what Halle Berry tried to get into after she didn't think her role in the X movies was big enough. Catwoman. Yeah. It is Catwoman in name alone. There is nothing of the DC Comics character in this movie. For one, the Selena Kyle Catwoman doesn't have cat powers. I don't even think was her name actually Selena Kyle in that movie?
Nope.
No, it was named Patience Phillips. Which I like. Okay.
That's
random.
So it wasn't Selena Kyle. She wasn't a thief. Why in the hell was this called Catwoman?
Did she live in Gotham?
I don't think she lived. There was no reason for this movie to be called Catwoman.
Exactly.
I mean,
except for merchandising.
It's like, hey, you love the comics? Well, this is a movie called Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Go see it. It's just there's nothing. I mean, Halle Berry, she looks good in leather. That's the only good thing you can say about this movie. It's a terrible movie.
It's like a porno. Let me stop.
Basically, yeah. I mean, the villain is. Was it?
It's Sharon Stone.
Yeah, Sharon Stone, who has never been a good actress. She's been in some interesting parts.
Yes,
but she's never been the best thing about any of the movies she's been in. She's something that you look at while the other actors are doing their parts. So yeah,
I liked her in Basic Instinct.
The only reason people will still remember that movie is because she uncrossed her legs.
Okay,
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, there is no reason for this movie to exist. It doesn't have anything to do with Catwoman, so it shouldn't be called Catwoman. So my number 2 is the movie that it was formerly known as Catwoman.
Movie that set the bar low.
Formerly known as Catwoman. Oh wait.
The movie that set the bar extremely low for female-led superhero movies.
Oh yeah.
Considering that it had Supergirl as competition beforehand, that's saying something.
Well, and it's been what, 12 years? What, 13 years before we got another female lead superhero?
Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Shocking surprise.
Yeah, nobody's gonna argue with that.
Thank you, Patty Jenkins, for giving us Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
We can now get rid of Catwoman stink.
And Elektra.
Get all that damn kitty litter. Get the cow out of the way. All right, that's great. Man. That's great. Okay, all right, great pick. All right, Cole. Why don't you give us number 2 on your list?
Number 2 on my list is the movie that gave us the Bat credit card, Batman and Robin. The reason why this is such a blunder is that, they wanted to make a more marketable, kid-friendly superhero movie. Okay, I can see that, considering that, they do need to make a profit, and Batman Returns, that direction didn't really work out for them, and Batman Forever seemed to be onto something. But with Batman and Robin, that is just executive meddling gone horribly wrong. It's like they, in addition to some like horrendous casting with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and Uma Thurman doing whatever that was as Poison Ivy and George Clooney as Batman. I mean, it felt like it was supposed to be silly, but it felt like it was all being done under protest at times. Like no one really seemed, with the exception of maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger, no one really seemed to want to actually be in this movie. Like Clooney has even gone on record saying that he would actually pay people back the money they would have spent on a ticket if he ever ran to someone that said, "Hey, I saw Batman and Robin." And
even
O'Donnell, I mean, I don't know what to say about his performance as Robin in that movie. It's just there or whatever. so it's like you cannot enjoy this movie for what it is. You can only enjoy it to make fun of it. You know, it can only be enjoyed ironically, not played straight or whatever, and whatnot. It can only be enjoyed as dumb fun. Actually, no, not even as dumb fun. It's just dumb.
I'm not sure about Robin. I think he just whines the whole way. He's just like, how come I don't get to do this? How come I don't get to do this? It's like, man, shut the fuck up or grow some iron balls or something like that. I don't need to say that. I mean, I'm just like, he just, yeah.
I'm glad you're not Jason Todd. Otherwise, you would have been beaten to death with a. Well, no, you not really, because this is the kid-friendly movie.
Yeah, it ain't Batman under the red.
Yeah, that's my number two. Just the way Batman and Robin was handled. Like we all said, it wound up killing the superhero, or not the superhero genre. It wound up killing the Batman series for like 8 or so years and whatnot. So, fortunately, we had X-Men like 3 years later to begin the new superhero renaissance. But yeah, imagine if that hadn't happened. Who knows if we would have gotten Batman Begins.
I agree, Pickle. I would point to credit to Spider-Man more than anything.
X-Men was technically first, and Spider-Man was like 2 years later, I think.
Yeah. X-Men was 2 years before, 2000. Spider-Man was like 2002. There was a 2 year. These films were released 2 years apart. Yeah, but I would say Spider-Man got the ball rolling more than anything else for superheroes on the big screen. Now moving on to the top spot, the number one biggest DC blunder of all, at least on my list, is the heavy dark tone of the DC extended universe. Sure, they're going to patch things up, maybe lighten things up. Wait, okay, maybe that's fast. Okay. But I was going to say, oh my god, yeah, but like I said, but yeah, sure, they're probably going to lighten things up, I guess. I mean,
have you seen Wonder Woman yet?
No, I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I need to see it.
Okay, Wonder Woman does. To put it simply, Wonder Woman does majorly lighten things up.
All right.
Like you'll actually feel hope, so to speak.
I want to see that more than anything. Well, yeah, but I definitely need to see that. But the two first two DC Extended Universe films have a tone that just doesn't match. That doesn't match with the overall content of the film at all. Man of Steel is almost too dark, too serious, too dour. I mean, too brooding and almost I feel Batman v Superman is gloomier. I mean, just Batman. It's just like. It just feels so. It feels a little more. I mean, it feels so melancholic in some parts. I mean, like I said, there's a very serious tone about it. It just doesn't fit. And it bothers me. It's just no wow moments of Superman. There's none of the gee whiz appeal of Superman. You get 2 moments where your jaw drops. It's essentially, but it's just. I mean, the whole affair comes off across as. I mean, I don't know how you would describe it. It's just. I mean, I thought I liked Man of Steel, but to me, it comes across as pretty unenjoyable. And Batman v Superman is way more enjoyable. That's just. I mean, I'm for tonal diversity, but when you start your cinematic universe with something as dark and as kind of like unpleasant as Man of Steel, I mean, you're gonna have a hard time, you're gonna have a hard time appealing to your audience. And with Batman v Superman, there's nothing appealing about that movie. It's just unpleasant to watch, unenjoyable. I mean, too dark, too melancholic, too serious, too dour. I mean, it's just too gritty. I mean, it just doesn't work. The dark tone doesn't work at all. I mean, like I said, I'm for darker DC movies, but the dark tone just doesn't work. In the case of these movies, it just doesn't. It doesn't I mean, it doesn't fit it. It doesn't fit it at all. It's completely mismatched. And yeah, you're gonna have some things. You have some qualms about it. You know, Superman killing Zod. You know, the Martha saying Martha, Martha. I can go on and on about that. And also Batman killing people. Yes, there's so many things wrong. Especially with those two movies, but the dark tone definitely takes up the top spot because, like I said, it just doesn't work in the whole case of these movies. Definitely, there's nothing you can enjoy. There's nothing you can with the dark tone in these movies. There's nothing you will find appealing about these movies in any way, considering the tone that they have. All right, Mike, why don't you give us a number one on your list?
Yeah, they need to save this dark tone and dark and serious tone for Fantastic Four, right? Oh, wait.
You don't mention that movie.
Ben Forstick!
Yeah, I saw that one in theaters, buddies.
Oh yeah. Also on the table. It was like, I just basically was like this. Yeah.
Just stick your head between your legs and take many deep breaths.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Yeah. All right. My number one. I was gonna go with Batman and Robin, but you know what? I thought that was a little bit too narrow-minded. So my number one is letting Joel Schumacher direct any Batman movies. I mean, we should have saw the signs with Batman Forever, the bat nipples, which I need to hear a good logical explanation for why the bat suit requires nipples.
I guess to Joel Schumacher that comes across as more believable, or that's in his weird mind.
Yeah. If you don't want to see your nipples on your shirt, you don't want to see your nipples on the bat suit. I'm sorry. And I mean, someone should have told, dang, I can't remember the guy who played Two-Face.
Tommy Lee Jones,
yeah. Someone should have told him, you're trying to give character to this villain and not just see Jack Nicholson as Joker, be Jack Nicholson as Joker. Because that's essentially what we got. I mean, honestly, Joel Schumacher just took everything, all that Tim Burton had done, the dark portrayal of a guy that saw his parents murdered, and so decided to take this war on crime, threw that out the window, and said, you know what? People really like that Adam West TV series.
Oh my God.
Let's bring some of that flavor back. I'm not knocking the Batman TV series. It was fine for the 60s, but in the 90s and 2000s, that's not what we were hoping for. That's not what we wanted. It's not what we were expecting. And he decided, hey, let's shove it down their throats. So, he Batman Forever was not a good film, but there was enough there to kind of enjoy it, some parts. Yeah. The Riddler as Jim Carrey.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't the Jim Carrey as the Riddler. It was the Riddler as Jim Carrey.
No, more as Jim Carrey as the
actually, it was kind of Jim Carrey as Jim Carrey. But
Pretty
anyway. But then, you like you guys said with Batman and Robin, he just like, all right, let's take everything we did Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, let's crank it up to 11 now. And then the bat nipples. We went another step and gave it a bat thong. I'm kind of surprised he didn't put the nipples on the female on the Batgirl suit, but.
How did you get her measurements? How did Alfred get her measurements? Let me stop.
Alfred was her uncle, and he was sick at the time, so he was measuring her inside leg. Excuse me, let me just wipe that off of you for. Yeah. There was so much just incomprehendibly terrible about that movie. So much it killed, like you guys said, it killed the entire Batman franchise for 8 years. that is a monumental task to take a character as beloved and as widely popular as Batman and completely kill off any interest in his films for 8 fucking years. That takes a genius of a whole nother caliber.
Oh yeah.
So
but the Bond producers were kicking themselves for almost for 4 years, considering Die Another Day. Yeah, but Batman.
That's another story.
Yes.
Yeah, my number one is letting Joel Schumacher get anywhere near the Batman franchise. Don't get me wrong. He has good movies. The Lost Boys is a fun movie. Didn't he do Radio Flyer? Was that him?
I guess. I mean, there was the client, the Grisham.
Yeah, he's done some really solid films. I don't know where the hell he decided to go with Batman and Robin, but it was nowhere that anybody else wanted to go with him. So yeah, just tell him no, go away.
Yeah, no one's gonna argue with that, Mike. Like I said, he's probably apologized for Batman and Robin, but it still doesn't Jason Statham. It's so damn. I mean, I'm not trying to go on, but still, this movie is just unwatchable. It feels somewhat offensive.
It is offensive. It's offensive on so many levels.
Trying to I'm not enough Ice Punch, please. No Ice Punch. I can't stand.
guys, just chill, all right?
I said no Ice Punch. I mean, okay, Colin, why don't you give us number one on your list?
Number one on my list is making the Suicide Squad sympathetic and the DCEU Suicide Squad. My biggest problem with that movie is that, the trailers made it seem like, they were all going to be cold-blooded killers and whatnot. But as it turns out in the movie, well, first off, Deadshot, it only kills people that deserve it. Killer Croc was just, being wrongfully treated because he looks like a freak. Harley Quinn is insane. Diablo wanted to atone, so he's no longer a killer anymore. It's like the only flat-out villains we have on that team are Captain Boomerang, who's a petty thief at best, and what's his name? Slipknot, who's dead within only a few minutes, so he doesn't count.
Yeah.
By making these guys sympathetic, it made them less interesting to me, actually, rather than going in a we are what we are story direction. They tried to go in a who's the real monster of the story, the villains or the person that claims she's doing the good for humanity, as in Amanda Waller. And speaking of Waller, by making her this so flat out evil, it made her just, like I said, it made the squad less interesting as a result. And Nick Fury was far more immoral than she was, and the Guardians of the Galaxy are also far more immoral than the Suicide Squad actually was, which is saying something. It's like, think back to Deadpool, okay? He was pretty much a grade A jerk, and the movies embraced that fact, and that was a great movie. Like, they didn't try to really for the most part, they did not try to sugarcoat the kind of person that Deadpool was. That allowed us to enjoy the movie and, feel for him when things went wrong, as opposed to them trying to make us feel for him, so to speak. They let the story speak for itself. Whereas in Suicide Squad, it was like every second they're telling us, don't forget, we're the bad guys, remember? We're bad guys, it's what we do. And I'm like, okay, for crying out loud, it's just, you're ruining your own appeal, so to speak. So yeah, number one on my list is making the Suicide Squad into forcing the movie. My number one on my list is making the Suicide Squad into a sympathetic bunch rather than letting them just be who they were. Because when I think about it, towards the end of the movie, when Deadshot is talking about how they're all going to get blamed for Enchantress's rampage and all that jazz, I would have felt a bit more for them if it wasn't for the fact that, well, we should be on their side, as opposed to them, as opposed to if they were all, bad guys, but just this once they didn't have anything to do with it, but because their villains are going to get blamed regardless, that would have been a bit more interesting in that direction. But because we're already inclined to be on their side, we're supposed to be on their side at that point, it just made it like, I feel like just another one of those anti-hero kind of films, I guess you could say.
To be fair, Slipknot's performance was mind-blowing. Come on.
Yeah, it blew. Mind blowing. All right. Hey, of course.
I muted him. Okay, but no puns. No more puns. All right, we got enough of that from.
I can't blame you. I would have muted me too.
Yeah.
Lord. Well, I was tempted to do that.
So yeah, now I'm the only one not muted.
And you know what? I could have been fine with Diablo being maybe the team's token good teammate of the group, because his story was actually the closest thing we got to anything resembling a fascinating or at least interesting character arc in that movie. But by making all of them good sympathetic characters, it felt like the movie was afraid that we wouldn't connect with, well, villains or something like that. Despite the fact that, Magneto, he's probably one of the best villains of all time, and we all, and he's a character that we love to follow because they don't try to go out of their way to justify him. They let it. The movie just. I mean, we understand why he does what he does, but the movie doesn't try to go out of its way to make us understand him. Everything speaks for itself regarding his character and his motivations and all that jazz. Whereas with Suicide Squad, it feels like they're trying to cop out or something.
Maybe. It's just that movie was just. It's just like that movie's just so. Awfully.
Such a waste of a good idea, basically.
It was really a waste of money. It's just a talent. It's just like. I don't know. When you use the premise like that to make these kind of guys anti-heroes, it's just it just doesn't come off as. It just maybe like I said, not the best route to go. I was just bored the whole time. Oh my god!
Film trailer companies make great trailers. Don't let them edit your movie.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I almost mentioned that was actually going to be my number one, almost like letting the trailer company edit their movie, but I felt like just making the story itself was just worse than what the how it was edited and whatnot.
It comes off as obnoxious. That movie.
I was especially disappointed after seeing the first trailer from Comic-Con.
Yes.
It really looked like we were going in a really darker direction with superheroes than we normally do. With comic book movies than we normally do, was just flat out villains as the ones leading the charge. Alas, it was not meant to be.
No, it comes out as flat, obnoxious. It's just like it was gritty as it could have been, but yeah, there's no arguing your choice, Colton. Yeah, it's just like I wouldn't have chosen it myself, but there's no doubt. They fumbled. With that movie. Okay, that will do it for our show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun talking about this particular topic. We got very interesting choices from all of us and across the board. Especially. I know we can't stop shitting on the DCEU. But still,
hey, Wonder Woman was awesome, dude.
Yeah, I still need to see that. I see it so badly. Oh my goodness! I heard so much great things about it.
Let's hope they keep this momentum up. Only a few months to go until Justice League.
Definitely. Trailer Comic-Con, hoping. Yes, like I said, that we would do it for our show, and I like the people. The fact that people join me on this particular episode, Mike, my friend, it was a pleasure.
Hey, always a pleasure, and. Not that we hate on the DCEU. It's just right now
I do.
Until they have a more consistent track record, we're going to be
skeptical.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Bingo.
Yeah, I do not want to hate the DCEU. I want to love it as much as I enjoy the MCU. And it looks like they might be on the right track. So let's really cross our fingers and hope for the best for Justice League.
Right. All right. And then, Here's to praying. And Colton, my friend, it was a pleasure having you.
Thanks, Ray. That was great to be here. A good topic. Good choice for tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You definitely couldn't pass a topic like this up. And the next week, that our show will be doing, we're talking about blunders from that other comic book, behemoth, Marvel. We talk about top 5 Marvel movie blunders. Make sure you check out that show next week. Until then, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ian Miller. Until next time, goodbye.